Welcome to another episode of A. Today we are going to talk about the new Codice Della Strada, the new rules that are effective from yesterday. I'm going to be your host for today. I'm here with
Bigish
with Dr. Frimpon.
So we have a set of new rules which are going to change the way we drive, the way we bike, and even the way we use monopattern electrical, because this change is going to affect all of these areas. So guys, what will be about these new rules?
Okay, the first thing, within the last 2 months, they started to talk about changing and improving Codice della Strada. This whole thing started from Salvini, our Ministro of Infrastrutture e Trasporti. Yeah. And we will have some different points which change our Codice della Strada.
So we see some new rules and the already existing rules getting tougher. First up, we can see some rules about driving with a phone. We all know that it's already dangerous driving while distracted. But right now, if they catch you holding your phone while you're driving, you can get a fine ranging from 250 euros up to 1,400 euros and the immediate suspension of your driving license. The suspension is immediate the first time they catch you. Then, if you are a repeat offender, so if they catch you again for a second time or third time, they will suspend your driving license for 3 months, up to 3 months.
Okay, and you skipped a part. Is even based on the points you have on your driving license. They say that if the driver has 10 or more points on their license, there is an automatic 1 week suspension of the license. Then the more points you have, the situation will change, but it depends on the official who will stop you and how they will evaluate your case. And you mentioned a 3 month suspension of driving license. Yeah, apart from you will have a 10 points deduction on your driving license. So let's even discuss a little bit using the phone while driving. Like, what do you think about it?
Well, I think we all know the situation whereby we are right now within the driving category in Italy, where half of our accidents that happen on our roads are from people who are being distracted by using their phones. So, many times we have labeled Salvini with bad laws, but I think this one, he has to be commended about it, because they are trying to keep people accountable while driving, because a lot of people, especially the youth, they always sending messages and all sort. I think a week ago, one of our friends was really a little. By the grace of God, he would have been knocked down by it. So we should. I think these rules are very, very vital, and I think we are going to see a change in in how people comport themselves. So we should argue our fellow Africans. You people know these laws are all equal for everybody, but of course, if you are a foreigner and you are being arrested or seen using a phone, you know how the treatment goes. So let us preserve ourselves from just catching ourselves into trouble.
And it's important to remember that even cyclists are subjected to these rules. So even if you are driving a bicycle and you are using your phone, you can get a fine that can be up to 2,580 euros. So everyone is subjected.
Okay, and so let's pay attention. Like, that message, that Instagram post is not that important. Udura with me, even if you are listening to something on YouTube, you can watch it. Let's prioritize our safety.
We're going to show some pictures and some points, so you have a visual reference to all these new rules. So pay attention to that. Another important thing is driving under the influence of alcohol. So what can you tell us
Okay.
about?
Let me first go through the different points. because driving under the influence is a big problem. Right? Like party, then you start driving. You can take the car home, everything can be good, but everything can be bad as well. So the point is how much in G penalties, like now they are tougher. Every situation, now maybe our first will be light, and now it's tougher. So they value the blood alcohol concentration is between 0.5 and 8.5 GL. Or if they catch you in this case and you are in between 5 and 8, your fine will range from 573 euros to 2,170. And unless suspended your driving license from 3 to 6 months. The third point, if your blood alcohol concentration is higher than 0.8, the penalties could include arrest, higher fines, and longer license suspension. And for the last point, in this case for the alcohol, repeat offenders are required to install an alcohol lock in their vehicles. What is an alcohol lock? A little machine that
like a device.
I'm going to attach here or steer your steering wheel. So you have to blow in it and detect alcohol, then you can start the car. And so this device will prevent your engine from starting, Then the second part, talking about the influence of alcohol, there is the influence of drugs in this law as well. So if you test positive for drugs, they will revoke your driver license and you have a 3-year suspension. That means for 3 years, you can't go and apply for a new license and go to the school, regardless of your physical or mental state. So this is it mainly.
So I think like the first law about telephone, this law has a whole concentration on trying to suggest or say in big words what we, even the alcoholic beverages companies are saying: don't drink and drive.
Simple.
Because when people drink, like, you may be experienced as hell, you may know everything, you may have driven for 30, 40, 50 years, but it is just one day, and by mistake you are going to snap people's life, you are going to bring catastrophe to families. And please don't drive. Simple and short.
Like, and just bear in mind, sir, just maybe 2 beers can take you very close to the limit. So, say spirit crab and that's what I'm saying.
The fact that you don't have to say, oh, I always drink, I know how to drink, I can drive home.
If you mistaken this time, like at first you maybe get your license suspended for certain months and then to be given back to you. But this time, if the limits or what you find in your blood, and they say a concentration of mojam, I was right. Unia, Eja, sister, license in who you. We are so a car now, the best wow.
Because license in Grum he say, how much change even drive, even the theory test, how much change,
And for your roles, and later on, like we give more information about that as well.
So pay attention to what you are doing, because if you have a license, you have to drive to go to work and see. Many serious for some things. So.
As we were saying, so cyclists and drivers of monopathia and electrical are subjected to some laws as well. For example, cyclists must maintain a minimum distance of 1.5 meters from the car before them. So they need to pay attention to that. And even if there are more cyclists on the road, they need to stay on a fine line. They can't drive one near the other. Expect the case in which you are riding with a minor. Say like when you collect a bicycle, stay on your right or left side. Another thing is about the electronic scooters, and also almost the new law. For example,
let me interrupt you for a minute. The rules on the electrical scooter, monopathia, it's not yet effective. They have to change some laws. for it to be effective.
Yes.
It will come in say be effective in between April and May.
Yes.
But let's say we start to pay attention to the details now. Ima will give us.
For example, you need an insurance over it. You need registration plates, any functioning lights. All this or not complying to this new law can bring you a fine from 200 to 800 euros. So these are the main points.
There's another point.
I would like to talk about a bicycle.
Yeah.
A bicycle.
Yeah.
So there are some people that sometimes drive the bicycles. I know those who doesn't have patent to use bicycles and the monopattino. Now, these rules are the reason why it is going forward is because they understand that in this immediately form they cannot this law, because a lot of people use this stuff. Even the various communes give some out to be used. So
Yes.
every institution, every person should have the time to do the regulations and to also register their virus monopattino and their and get themselves world address. Now, what I'm telling you is, se unim se eno na bewa wona adiko adwuma na ye ya. Sisi a no boaboa ho. Insurance no enya de be kese bia ba betua. Number 2, mumu bi no no so a monopattino no number bi na be ka wonsa. Nti na no so no ahwe ho yie. Wo hwe na enya wa de akọ so koto ya eja enua no apake si baby.
No.
Because you see no ni akoya no o kwa ibibisa wo ukonya no ukofefere he who receipt no sani man.
And funny brother Ishmael is saying no, because they will ask for the speed limit now. For the electric scooters, you can't call above 50 kilometers per hour. So pay attention. Like on maybe some auto, no maybe some marker, they can ask you. And even another important thing is when you are riding your monopattino, don't go on marciapiede and don't go on the bicycle line because they can find you. It's a vehicle and it's supposed to go on the road.
We need to remember that all the rules and penalties are getting strict. So parking violations, as they say, any a fine, say be as a park in a parking lot specific for disabled people, Bibisa, the fines are getting strict. So the fine will be higher.
Okay, so now let's open, another part of this topic on the neopatentati. So rules for new drivers or people who are getting the licenses.
And those who have licenses but have not gone over 3 years.
In this case, where I will tell you, they said it's not a retroactivo.
So
if you already have it, it's good.
Yes.
If you're not, but if you are getting it now, that is what is effective. First, now some regulations are for the first year, you couldn't drive a car with big horsepower, right? So now the power to weight ratio can't exceed 75 kilometers per ton, and this will be for 3 years. So now, and you just for the first year, I won't even drive a big car, but for the first 3 years, you can't drive a car with a big horsepower, let's say. And the maximum engine power will be around 105 kilowatts. So let's pay attention to this. Say, Obagelantes pay attention to the type of car he or she is driving.
Another fact I was reading here, it says that if you are a learner with a folio rosa, you need a mandatory lesson in highway, night driving, and poor weather conditions before practicing alone.
Amber.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the new, yes.
Oh, okay.
So highways now, a lot of people, because at the end of the day, I don't think I even went to one highway.
No.
No. When I was doing...
No. You mean to me. I say, Scuola Guida, we used to go on tangential.
Yes, that was the
but
maximum.
we
went maybe once, just once.
Yeah. Just once. And the fact is, Autostrada, no, we all, for all you drivers that are watching this video, we know how Autostrada is. So if you don't have experience, and even you have to enter fast, you have to keep a steady speed.
Yes.
So all these things we have to pay attention.
as I was saying, the fines are getting higher. So even being found with an expired inspection or insurance will give you a higher fine. So,
yes, so
you need to.
some of you, I know what the law says. I always say that when the law says that you have maybe 12 2 weeks to go and do your new insurance when it's finished. Now, we know that according to certain agents, the police or the carabiner who stops you, they don't care. There are people that observe that 12, that 2 weeks,
That's 15 days.
15 days to
limit,
change.
yeah.
There are people who don't think that is a good excuse. So, as things are getting tougher, we should observe it and try as much as possible to stay in line, because their main key is to get people license their car, revision their car. I know the revision maybe sometimes you don't think about it and then the days will pass, but please, let's keep an eye on all those documents and those dates, all those cadence, and let's do it, because entering in 2025, the Minister of Road and Infrastructure, which is Matteo Salvini, we all know what kind of personality he is. His main aim is to try as much as possible to make this law tougher. So the more they see that people are disrespecting, the more they are going to make it tougher. And you know that guy, he is not a lover of foreigners.
Yeah,
He don't like us.
So the thing is simple, you know. And you say, yeah, because say it like, okay, they already don't like us in some cases. So ma
yeah. So make us say ebi atuntumfo na enye anomuno this following law. Esa na create bad impression for the whole community, the whole black community, which in this situation we should try our best to not be the wrong examples, but maybe the best one, those who have followed this law in an exceptional way. Yes, we can do it.
We can, yeah, definitely. As we were saying in the beginning, these laws are effective from yesterday, so
Yes.
from the
is a last
14th
one.
of December.
There's
Go
last
on.
part on this law. It's about animal abandonment. If you are brave, we don't have dogs and cats, but some of us do.
But I will video. Original one.
Okay, so the fact is like it's a common thing that Italians who are almost on holiday they abandon their dogs on the highway, on the road and stuff. So they abandon it. The new laws will treat this in 2 points. The first point is anyone caught abandoning animals on the road risk having their driving license suspended for 6 months to 1 year. And if you leave your dog on the highway, on your license, either 6 months or 1 year. And the second one is if an abandoned animal causes a traffic accident resulting in the death or injury, the offender can face up to 7 years in prison. And it's simple as that. Uja can see tangentially, not cause accident, not will be free man. Up to 7 years. And see this laws, and we have these rules, you know, for our road safety and reduce like accidents and stuff. And see, yeah, na ye diswa ebe buanye.
Ana emwane die no enye eka ni gato kwa wo wako kutoa ponche buronya ebedru akoto dwan odina to ka butu oba aboa na huri afrika ni mapie opie na ka abono na ka ni accident why ujejirije intinu. Please, let's keep attention on this and let's try as much as possible to observe these rules.
And after all that we have said, offenders may be required to attend educational and rehabilitation courses to regain the driving privileges. Inti eno so kasa no yinim se nipa bebre omonya de biasa inti akojo patent sisi a eso sa akoye course senya wo course kola goida no and senya sa the patent na ma inti eno so yenkai pa.
Then we have last communication. Last week or 2 weeks, I guess.
Yes.
Now on the app,
like I started say some months ago, because normally yet testing nipa kakere bi nenya.
Okay.
The possibility.
On the app now you can get your driver license. So your driver license no but me register or app you so if they stop you now wallet new one you just open the app EO here and you have your driver license or your license will come out. You will register on the app EO with your speed. So we make sure say no so be na a refie near license near one almost stop when my multa because some multa names so 40 euros 46 euros if I remember.
And in case we see a police ni bina no hard na person do license card and physical and manner what the manner he has it is all rights in law that you can show him that and he has to verify it. Into maybe will be or you know how they are these police people. You just show him, he sees it, that's your phone. He cannot keep your phone, but he can keep the license from you, which is very more dangerous because there are too much bureaucracy in trying to get it back when they take it away from you.
Another important thing is it works for now only in Italy. So if you travel in another European country, you can't use your patente on your phone. So that's another thing to remember.
And then I think that
for this video is all. If you have any questions,
ask us below.
In the comments. We'll create a little summary with a Word file. So if you need the file, just comment. We'll send it to you so you can read. You can have it. Now, Mummy and try say you will follow these rules.
So as always, subscribe, like, and share. Bye bye.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.